right now. So came in, started learning, kind of worked my way up, and now doing deals on my own, doing deals here. So kind of get my foot into everything.
That's really cool. And Paul started out in acquisitions. He's done acquisitions. He's done sales. He's done closings. He's done marketing. He's done recruiting. He's done training. He's done motivating. He's done managing. You know, he was out here on the floor a minute ago. We got 4 guys out here, and he was out here a minute ago talking with these guys and, you know, going over their deals with them and stuff like that. And we've kind of been in a rebuilding phase, if you will. There for the longest time, we were using primarily VAs. And we're just, with the market getting a little tighter, a little bit tougher, we're starting to bring some of that in-house, right?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, we're just laying it out there for you. So we started, there's 4 functions of a manager: recruit, train, motivate, and manage. And that's what we're doing, okay? So, yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. And we're starting to do more of the seller finance type deals, not us buying with seller financing, but selling with seller financing.
That's right.
We were wholesaling primarily for the longest time.
That's correct.
And we were doing a few fix and flips here and there. I think our last fix and flip, it's under contract, and hopefully it's going to be closing in the next couple of weeks. But don't get me started about a fix and flip. I'm not a big fan. Paul can tell you all about that, but I'm not a big fan, okay, of fix and flips. I want to be in and out of the deal very quick. So, but what we have done is I didn't invent this. I didn't create it. I've tweaked it and perfected it for what works for us. So, Paul, why don't you tell them a little bit about the kind of deals that we're doing? You know,
okay.
So I know we've got, how many deals did we get under contract this week? 3 or 4?
Oh, gosh, 4, maybe 5 even.
Really?
I've got to get in there and talk with them.
I knew it was 3 or 4, but
I don't know. They literally just came in from the floor, and they had 2 that they just got some counters on that we pretty much pick it up from what I just saw at what they countered at.
Awesome.
So,
and Shauna has one where she's making an offer on 6 houses that is owned by the same seller. So that would be a package deal. We're not too far apart on that.
I don't think we are either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got a lot right now, and here's what's the beautiful thing. We're paying pretty close to what they're asking for these properties.
Guys, I want you, did you hear that? He said we're paying close to what they're asking for the properties. We're making more money than wholesaling. We're not rehabbing the house, and we're paying close to what they're asking, because maybe the property needs a little bit of work. Maybe
That's
paint
right.
and carpet. That's about all we're going to do, though. If I got to do more than paint and carpet, maybe a HVAC system or something, because sometimes you get one that's out.
Yeah, you need that.
I think we got one right now. We have the one in Chester. We had to replace the
Yep.
HVAC, but we also have another one that I think it's missing or
yeah,
needs
there's
work
another
or
one. I can't remember
something.
exactly, but I mean, you're not going to spend more than $4,000.
Those
You
things
know,
are pretty simple.
It's easy stuff. You just hire the HVAC guy, put it in. You just want to get it to where it's livable. Somebody can actually walk in. And here's the beautiful thing. I think we're averaging right now a little over $20,000 per deal on our spreads, and we're paying close to what they're asking on these properties.
Did you hear that?
That's the amazing thing. And I mean, for most rehabbers, that's, you know, not a bad profit for a rehabber either. That $20,000.
That's true. That's about the same amount of profit a rehabber would want to make. Now, if it's a lot more expensive deal,
right,
sure, they're going to want to make more money. But, you know, average rehabber fixing up a house, you know, pick it up for 50, 60, put 10 or 20 in it and sell it into low hundred. They might make after they pay real estate commission, after they pay closing costs, maybe buy down the rate. They might even have to carry a small second mortgage or something. Market it, pay hard money, lending costs.
Yep.
You know, they're going to make $20, $25, maybe $30,000 on the deal.
And that's having sat on it for 3 to 6 months.
There you go.
And we're doing that in a month.
That's true. That's true. And the cool thing about this is you can do this starting right where you are now, because we're not even selling to people on our buyers list. We're not even using our buyers list, are we, Paul?
No, we're not. We're actually creating a buyers list every time we get a property, pretty much.
And how many leads are we getting a week on our for our buyer leads, on our properties, Cody?
If we have about 5 properties that we're working at any given moment, 3 to 5, we get anywhere between 100 to 200 leads a week.
Wow. Did you hear that?
We're up to I think I looked at it yesterday. We're almost for the year. We're over 5,000 leads for this year.
Wow. Those are all new, fresh buyer leads for properties that we have out there. And let me tell you guys something. The point that you want to get to, you want to get to the point where you're building your buyer's list from properties you already have.
Correct.
And then you can go out and find properties for buyers. Because let me tell you something. It's much easier to find a house for a buyer than a buyer for a house. In fact, we've got a board in there in your office. I can see it through the window right there. A board in your office. It's just a list of buyers. You know, like I see right up there, Steve Mills. He has $15,000 to $20,000 to put down, and he can handle $700 a month. And he wants to be in Franklin County.
Yep.
So all we got to do is find a property that we can sell to him with the payment of around $700 a month, and he's got 15 to 20 to put down.
That's right.
And there's I can't see for the wall.
But basically, it's all within $10,000 to $20,000 down payments. In fact, we got one yesterday that came in, and the lady said she could put $28,000 down. Wow. You know, and it's one of those that with these owner finance, basically all we're doing is we're just going to find a property that is livable, that we know we can sell for at least 2 to 3 times more what we got into it, and then we're collecting the down payment and then turning around and selling the note. It's very simple. It really is.
Yeah.
And
you want to, and what the point you want to get to, guys, you sell one, you keep one. You sell one, you keep one. If you buy a deal and you turn around and sell it and you sell the note and you make 20 grand on it, now you got 20 grand to go put in a property and create that $700 a month coming in, passive income. Next deal, you go out and you buy it, you sell it, then you got the money to keep it. Now you got $1,400 a month coming in. Then next time you do another one, and then another one, and then another one. So it just all adds up. Paul, would you mind running through a typical deal? I mean, I think Riley got one accepted that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, well, we got several. This one's a little bit not typical, but the numbers still work. It's a double wide home, 2,400 square foot, I think is what it is.
That's huge.
It's huge. Built in 2008, 4 bedroom, 2 bath. I mean,
that's 7 years old.
7 years old, 4 bedroom, 2 bath. The house sold just a couple of years ago for $120,000.
Did you guys hear that? $120,000 2 years ago, and it's only 7 years old.
And this is a double wide on 1.4 acres of land, just outside Fayetteville. So, 8 minutes, you're into town. So this is exactly what that kind of person's looking for. A little bit of land, nice big size home, and they're willing to pay for it. Here's the other thing is, we've gone through the property, we've inspected it. I think all that's wrong with this one is there's some nail hole marks where they had blinds.
Yeah, around the corner
of the windows, that kind of thing. And when we're talking about that as being the problems to the house, that's a good problem.
I remember I was asking Riley, and Riley does our HUD stuff in the office. So with Paul overseeing and helping him, because Paul's done the HUD stuff for years. But I was asking Riley, what does the realtor say it needs? He said, the realtor said it needs blinds, and that's all. Blinds or curtains. Exactly. That's a good answer, right?
It really is. I mean, when you consider like when we were doing all those wholesale deals back in the day, I mean, we'd be talking like $30,000, $40,000 rehab estimates. What do we have to do with the roof? What do we have to do with this and that?
That's right.
We're talking about, does this house need blinds?
So this house was listed at HUDHomestore.com.
That's correct.
And tell them, give them a little rundown, because it was not quite ready and open up for the investors yet.
That's what it was, 43.
Yeah.
And he saw it. We made a bid on it, and then.
But first he called the realtor.
Oh yeah, sure.
He talking to
True.
the realtor.
He talked to the realtor,
and I think the realtor said she had 3 bids coming in from investors that day, right?
Something like that. And it also had been looked at by some owner occupants, something like that. So we decided to actually go after that one a little bit more aggressively, and we bid $1,500 more than list price.
I think, what did we pay? 45.6.
45.6, something like that. But I remember it being something around $1,500 more than list on a
Guys,
HUD home.
That goes against everything I believe in, paying more than list. Okay, I can't handle that. But Riley sent it to me. Paul and I talked about it. Riley and I talked about it. They talked about it, and we're like, okay, this house is 400 square feet?
2,400 square foot.
2,400 square feet, like a is it 4-bedroom?
4-bedroom, 2-bath.
4-bedroom, 2-bath on over an acre of land, and it's only 7 years old. It needs nothing. Really, literally, it needs nothing. Okay, it's moving. I mean, the carpet, you could see the vacuum marks in the carpet.
Exactly, you could.
So it's in great shape. So we said, okay, what do we need to do? How much can we bid on this property? So we put in a bid of 45.6 because I figured somebody's going to put in 45. Well, then somebody's going to put in 45.1. Thinking, okay, they're going to beat the person that puts in 45. So then I'm thinking, well, somebody's going to put in 45.5, thinking they're going to beat the person that's just over 45. So my thought was bid 45.6. So I beat the person that's bid 45, 45.1, and 45.5. So that was my theory. And Paul added $1.
Exactly.
So he did 45.601. Exactly. So
It's all about poker around here.
I'm like, Paul, that was a great idea. So
Yeah, pretty much all my bids end in some kind of odd number like that.
yeah, just add a few dollars to it. You know?
Exactly. So, it's one of those, it's a poker game. It really is a
We
poker
could have
game.
taken it to the next step and put 45.602.
Exactly. But, it's a poker game with this kind of stuff. But it was in perfect condition.
And we got it.
And we got it. Here was the other thing. There was another one in that same city. This is in Parkton, North Carolina. 8 minutes from Fayetteville, that kind of thing. There's another one right around the corner from it.
Yeah.
Very similar condition. They had that one listed in the low 40s. And the funny thing is, we picked it up the same day we got the other one for like 34. Very similar deal. Not as large, and it's only on half an acre of land.
Right.
This one has stainless steel appliances inside of it. I mean, they really decked this one out. And basically, I think it's once again one of those where there may be just a little bit of peeling of the wallpaper, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's minor stuff. And we're looking at this one going, we could probably get 89, something like that for it. So
And the other one we're going to sell for 100, right?
Yeah.
99.9.
99.9 is
The
what
one that we've been talking about.
Exactly. So we got two of them, same city, 5 minutes apart from each other. And we're in one for like 38, something like that. And the other one, we're in it for 46. But both of them were selling for double what we got into it.
So let's run down the numbers with them and show them like the one that we've been talking about, 2,400 square feet. If we sold that property for 99.9, what is the realtor telling us that we could get down in that area?
Realtor is basically saying we can get easily 5 down. We can probably even get 10, maybe even a little bit more.
We advertise and try to get 20% down. That's what we tell, which would be $20,000. But we don't want to advertise $5,000 down.
Exactly.
In because what if they have 10 or 15 or 20?
Because that's money left on the table.
No, yeah, that's exactly right. You don't want to leave the money on the table.
No, you don't, not at all. So it basically buys down our all-in cost. So I mean, if you're into a property for $20,000 and you get a $20,000 down payment,
got nothing in the deal.
Exactly.
What's your yield?
Oh, it's infinite at that
You
point.
can't calculate it.
Exactly.
It's too high.
Exactly. Because I mean, how can you calculate something you got nothing in? It's just free
You
money.
punch that in on a financial calculator and it'll say error. You got to figure your yield because you can't figure one that high. It's infinite.
I like those deals.
Exactly right.
And that's what you can do with this type of thing.
Yeah.
It really is true. You can totally do that.
So okay, let's run through
let's
the
go
numbers.
through
We sign it, we sell it for 99.9.
Right.
We get 5 down, so we finance 94.9.
Correct.
Because one of the part of your analysis is what will it rent for, and what down payment will support the neighborhood. In other words, people who would buy this house in this area, how much are they typically going to have to put down? The realtor says 5 to 10,000. We always get a minimum of $5,000 down. Okay, that's not what we want, but it's a minimum. Okay,
Because we're trying to do volume as well.
exactly. So, and remember, we're doing this with no buyer's list.
Right.
All right, and Paul's going to show you some of our signs here in just a minute. But so we financed 94.9, and that payment's going to be in the 700 and something range, right?
I think this one was like 850 with PITI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Okay.
Yep.
PITI. So and then so we've got a 94.9 note. How much could we sell that note for?
That one there, I forgot to run the numbers beforehand, but it's getting close. It's in the 70s.
Okay, let's just say it's 70. Okay, if we sell that note, and we typically, the way we sell our notes, we're selling them at 10 to 12% yield, sometimes 15, like for inner circle students. We'll sell some of those at 15% yield to our inner circle students, but 10 to 12%. Even at a 15% yield, it's probably going to be around 70,000. So let's run the numbers. We got 45 in it, right?
Right.
So if we get 5 down, we have 40 in it. So 70 minus 40 is 30,000. We made $30,000 on a double wide mobile home that we paid several thousand, $1,500 or whatever more than list. We paid more than list for this property, and we made more than wholesaling, and we also made more than most people make doing little small rehab jobs.
Exactly. And
Is
haven't
that
touched
great
it.
or what?
And
So-
haven't touched it.
And haven't touched it. Haven't touched it. So I know you guys are dying to know how we market these properties. So Paul, will you tell them, because Paul is our marketing guy. His official title here is relational technologist, but because he relates technology to real estate. But would you give them a rundown as to what we do to sell these houses?
Sure. It's actually very complicated, very long process. Takes a lot of energy, a lot of thought process. All it boils down to is we write up a yellow sign.
There you go. Notice the sign's pre-printed. It says owner financing and has this, the phone number, and it has a dollar sign. We could put 20% down, or we could put 5,000 down, or we could put the purchase price of $99,900. But notice what we write on it. Like this is one that's getting ready to go out on the property. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, over 4 acres, 1,800 square feet. 4 acres, guys. And I think this house we were selling it for like $89,900.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's our owner financing sign. And where do we put those at?
We put them out anywhere there's high traffic, basically going into the neighborhood, around the area. Basically, since we got 2 houses in the same area in a short amount of time, for example, with this, and then we had another one around the corner.
Right.
This is 3 houses on the same area, all within a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And actually, we had another one around the corner, so it's a total of 4. So our acquisition manager, Riley, was going to go out there and put the signs out, and he put 100 signs out for the 4 properties.
4 properties, that's 25 per.
Exactly. And what's so funny is he was talking about this just a few minutes ago. He took the signs home that evening. He's got 2 roommates, and his roommates decided it was arts and crafts night, and they all wrote them up together. He didn't even have to pay them a thing. They just had fun drinking a beer and having some pizza, writing signs.
That's awesome.
So what he does, he then drives out there, goes around the property. We don't put it in the actual property, in on the land or anything like that, because we've only got it under contract.
Because we don't own the property
own the
yet.
property.
We can't put a sign in the yard of the actual house.
Exactly. So we want to have it around the area.
Right.
So any major roads going up to it, any place that has like a grocery store, anything that where people are going through that's near the area that gets a lot of traffic coming right off the freeway where they stop to make an intersection turn, plop one right down there.
There you go.
So just kind of where the high traffic is leading to the area, the grocery stores, the the Lowe's, any place that people would go that could potentially have money or be looking for a house, just make sure you cover it all.
That's absolutely right. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really good. Now, what else do we do to market that property?
On top of that, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and put it up on our website as well. We do have neighborhoodhousinggroup.org, and we put our properties up there. And whenever we get people in that are more the FSBO based, where they're looking for owner financing and stuff like that, we have them go there for those properties so they can see what they are selling for at retail. We also get them into our email buyers list and that kind of thing to where they can get updates on new properties. We also post them on Craigslist. We post them on Zillow. So yeah, we're posting them everywhere we can on the web, but to be honest with you, that sign Sells houses.
That's where we get most of our buyers right there is from that sign. And we put them out all over town. You know, if it's in a small town, we're going to put them out at the intersections, out at Walmart, out at, CVS,
Piggly
Walgreens, the Piggly Wiggly in South Carolina. Believe it or not, there is a grocery store called the Piggly Wiggly.
So that's one of those that we actually just go all over with them, where people are at, trying to make sure that it's visible and seen. And we get phone calls. I mean, you can tell the moment they go out, we're starting to get phone calls. Carol in here, who's working our sales side of it, I mean, she gets hit. She knows exactly when they've gone out, and it's amazing. We put these signs out for the properties we're talking about right now on Friday of last week, and since then, I think we've had 3, maybe 4 buyers, all with $10,000 plus to put down on a property.
Wow.
They may not work with this one. We're going to push them into it if we can.
And we're going to put their name on the board because they're ready, willing, and able, and they got money. They have cash and interest. Okay, so we'll put them on the board and we'll go find them a house.
Exactly.
Okay? And the cool thing about this too is we've even sent people out to look at houses. The house might be listed for $40,000, but we tell them, hey, your price is going to be $69,900, $79,900 because we're financing it for you. All they really care about are 2 things: how much down and how much a month. This is just a little twist on the whole Filthy Riches model, right?
It totally is. And I mean, Riley in there, he's been making some relationships there in Fayetteville. And because of the relationship he's building, because realtors are seeing what we're doing, there's one that actually the realtor just this week or last week brought to him and said, I've got a buyer. They've got $20,000 to put down. I think is what it was, 10 to 20, somewhere around in there to put down on a property. They want to live across the street from their parents. Yeah. There's a FSBO right across the street from them that they want. Can you see if you can work out a deal with that seller? So we called him up. We weren't able to work out a deal. But the thing is, the fact that he's getting those types of connections, the agents are bringing people with money to put down. They're bringing with properties. Yeah, that deal might not have worked, but we'll get the next one.
Absolutely. In fact, that's part of the script when Riley calls, or any of our guys that are acquisitions, calls a realtor. You know, by the way, do you ever get people that call about this house or any other house, and they may have $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 to put down, but you know they can't go get a loan on a $30,000 house or a $40,000 house because most lenders' minimum loan amount is $50,000. So the realtors sometimes are bringing us the buyers when we buy the house, right?
That's right.
It doesn't happen all the time, but they're bringing you buyers, and all you got to do is go find them a property to get in.
That's right.
So yeah, that's awesome, Paul.
That's all right.
That's really good, guys. I want you to be sure and follow me on Periscope. Okay. If you haven't already done this, I want to tell you about this app. If you haven't got on Periscope, this is the most awesome app I have seen in years. If you go to periscope.com, I believe it's periscope.tv maybe. But anyway, if you go to your app store, if you're on an iPhone or an Android, go to your app store and look up Periscope. Download the app and follow me. My username is @LarryGoins. And I'm doing daily video trainings, motivation, inspirational type stuff. And anytime I go live, I could be at my office, at my house, in the music room at home. I could be out on the boat, whatever. And I'm like, hey, I want to tell you guys about this. Or here's an experience that's happening right now. I want to share this with you guys. You'll get a notification on your phone right there. You just swipe it, and there I am live. We're interacting. You can chat. We can chat back and forth. So please download the Periscope app and follow me @LarryGoins. Also, I wanted to mention, we do kind of have a waiting list for this, but if you are interested in some of these seller finance notes that Paul and I are creating,
correct, then
just send me an email and it'll come straight to me to passiveincome@LarryGoins.com. That's passiveincome@LarryGoins.com. If you're an Inner Circle student, we can get you up to a 15% return on your money. If not, you're going to probably get around a 12% return. Sometimes they're 10, depending on the deal. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure it's a really good investment for the note buyer as well.
Right.
Sometimes we sell partials. Sometimes we sell the full thing. So if you're looking for some good yields, secured by real estate, and you want to work with my team and I, you know you're working with somebody that you know, like, and trust, then just shoot me an email over to passiveincome@larrygoins.com. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Ron Devine, Senior Business Advisor. Thanks a lot. See you.